Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and check out this 1969 original Janis Joplin concert poster. This thing just works on so many levels, it's just amazing. Spring of 1969 in Frankfurt, Germany, the only concert Janis ever gave on German soil, either as a solo artist or part of Big Brother and the Holding Company. This Frankfurt date was part of a very short, in fact an oddly short, European tour in April of 1969. The whole thing consisted of just 6 shows, but it was quite possibly the happiest month of performances in Janis's solo career from 69 and 70. By all accounts, the band was just cooking, the reviews were glowing, she was relaxed and happy, although very much using heroin. And she had the added mystique of being, from across the pond, right? From America, representing the San Francisco sound. So boy, that was big news in Europe. The press and the audiences were just delirious for her. So these 6 dates started the night before this in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and then this show was Saturday night, April 12th, in Frankfurt. Then 2 days later she played, or they played, we should say, Janis and her band, played in Paris, France. 3 days after that, Stockholm, Sweden, new country every time. 2 days after that, Copenhagen, Denmark. And then, finally, 2 days after that, on April 21, London, England, and the Royal Albert Hall. And so, that's another reason why they got such a Janis got such a white-hot reception, is that her appearance was just so brief and fleeting. Here today, gone tomorrow in each country, never mind each city. So there was a lot of specialness attached to this. So I'm pretty sure this was not a tour blank, even though theoretically it could have served as one, but the Germans were great at turning out large paper concert posters back in the day, and I think this was probably just used for Frankfurt. But it's too bad. It should have been used for all 6 dates, because you've got this beautiful picture of Janis looking, very warm and happy. I like to say that she's sort of in this picture a little bit hippie and a little bit wholesome, and that's not a bad way to sell her tickets, especially far away from home. And it's also a poster where black and white really works. Sometimes posters are done in black and white to be on the cheap. But I think this just looks really nice because, as a result you have lots of grays and silvers mixed in as well. So maybe it was printed with a full color process, but just with black and white inks and so forth. And I think it's just charming, and you don't lose a single darn thing by having it not be in color. As you can see, it does say Cheap Thrills there at the top, and that's fabulous, of course. They're major now I have to switch from her to they, right? Big Brother and the Holding Company's major 1968 landmark album, With a Piece of My Heart, which you knew. Then you've got Janis's name in big jet black letters there, really standing out, all lowercase, interestingly. And then it says below that, and her company. Now remember, this tour was, of course, with the Cosmic Blues Band, but sometimes you forget that they didn't get that name until Janis's first solo album came out at the end of summer in '69. Talking, of course, about I Got Them Old Cosmic Blues Again, Mama. In the meantime, they were just like her band, her company, or whatever, and then when that record came out, they immediately started getting referred to as the Cosmic Blues Band. And you'll see the date on there. It does say 12/4/69. Americans, that's not December 4th. That's the British version of the, I should say, the European version of giving a date. April 12th of 1969. And the venue on there, if I can get in a little closer, was Jahrhunderthalle in a section. Then it says Frankfurt, and then it says Hest, a section of Frankfurt. And I hope I'm doing okay on my pronunciations. And there you've got detailed ticket buying information, and at the bottom, mention of the promoters, Lipman and Rao. And there at the end of her name, in the N, the last N there in Joplin, it does say exclusively on CBS Records with the Walking Eye logo. Now this concert, luckily, we can sort of experience it because it was filmed, thankfully, by German television. And so much of it can be seen on the internet, and it's actually quite compelling. I mean, I've already said how happy and relaxed and cool she was and everything, but what's really amazing, pardon me, is that at the end of the show, the audience is allowed to swarm the stage. Here's an image that I just cribbed from my computer screen, so it's shaky quality, but certainly gives you an idea. Take a look at that. All these people, mostly guys by the way, just, they started out at a safe distance, sort of like with a horseshoe around her, but they ended up enveloping Janis while she just kept belting out her big hit. There she is under the arrow. Now, since it was in Frankfurt, the audience was probably half American servicemen, but everyone was in civilian clothes, so you don't really know. And Janis, rather than recoiling from it, she seemed to totally dig it. She was just rocking and gyrating her body, interacting with those around her, including, putting the microphone in front of them sometimes. Just not a hint of discomfort on her part. So I'm guessing it was probably somewhat planned, given how regimented television tapings are, and given perhaps the influence of what the Beatles had just done the previous year with their taping of Hey Jude on the David Frost TV show. But still, to watch it is just surreal. It's crazy, given how overprotected today's musical superstars are. The stage is huge and barren except for the musicians, and you got the stage rimmed with, jacketed security personnel and everything. And here you've got this, magnificent talent, and everybody just getting up and rocking right with her. It's a trip. You really got to go see it. So I guess it's fitting the poster says, and her company, because I could say, and her fans, too. Everybody was on stage, at least the more adventuresome, aggressive ones, to get on stage with her. Okay, so the poster itself, in case you're curious, measures roughly 24 by 34 inches, and of course made of paper. So, boy, what a lovely piece. Janis at her happiest, I guess at her best too, certainly as a solo artist. The European tour of April '69 was just a real positive for Janis, and so it's great to have a poster representation. Thanks a lot for dropping by. Good to see you. Appreciate your time, and we'll catch you again for something soon. Bye-bye.